Good afternoon. I'm County Executive Ken Jenkins, and today is January 13th, 2025, and this is our weekly update. And today we'll have our municipal guest be the mayor of the village of Ossining, Rika Levin. We'll also talk a bit about some good news as far as our county credit ratings concerned with our Commissioner of Finance, Karen Hablow. We'll talk about our Landlord Tenants Assistance Program for public housing units specifically with Commissioner Blanca Lopez, and certainly we'll have the Deputy County Executive Richard Wishney with us as we talk through the parks and all of the happenings around Westchester County. We're going to start today with the mayor of the village of Ossining, Rika Levin. There's approximately a little bit less than 36,000 residents in the village of Ossining, understanding that you have the village and then you have the town with the unincorporated areas of Ossining that are there as well. There's so many great things to do in Ossining. They have certainly a bustling Main Street and downtown and business area right down on Spring Street with so many other good things that are happening. And with that, let's turn over to our good friend, the mayor of the village of Ossining, Rika Levin.
Thank you. Good afternoon. First of all, I am honored as the mayor of Ossining to be here today. If I understand correctly, it is the first of these kind of meetings with our executive in charge, our CEO, Ken Jenkins, and our very own, a native of Ossining, Richard Wishney. Congratulations to you as well. A few comments on Ossining as we go into 2025. We've accomplished so much in 2024 as we reshaped the fabric of our village. We completed major upgrades to our pool, lock rooms, and added in our community center a new indoor parklet for very young kids so that multi-generational families can come and enjoy the community center, which in Ossining is open 7 days a week with very long hours and supports hundreds of people a day. And we're very proud of the work that we've done in the infrastructure. In 2025, we will be doubling down on infrastructure improvements for the entire community center, including enhancements for our youth bureau, which has over 400 kids now within 2 years, an astronomical increase. We were not expecting so many youth to be involved, so we are budgeting for that as well. Seniors, pickleball, you name it, we have it. It's a joyful place. It is the center of our community. We're also really looking to increase our newly launched from last year military banner program, which frankly, again, we did not expect the 66 or so folks that participated. We're expecting about 100 this year. It's a very large program. We are joyful about that as well because it is in our continued moment of honoring our veterans. And it's just been a beautiful program. We're also going to be improving all the infrastructure as we look at our waterfront, which is another place where we as a municipality still offer free concerts and events throughout the summer. In perspective to other communities, every day of the week, except for Saturday, there are free events and concerts in Ossining through the summer months, and we're very proud of that, and that's budgeted by the municipality, both the town and the village. Perhaps the most important right now, infrastructure improvement, is the Indian Brook Water Treatment Plan. It is now, because of the increase in costs at $110 million, it's the largest infrastructure improvement for water quality on the eastern seaboard. We're proud of that as well, and that will be, again, growing at a huge rate coming up this year. I want to highlight the points. I could talk all day, but I won't. We have always been and continue to be supporters of affordable housing as well as all kind of housing. We have our own Section 8 office in Ossining. We are increasing affordable units, all affordable units, 200 units, both on the waterfront and senior housing supported by the county in the middle of our community. And I think that allows multi-generational families to stay intact and in our village. As we look at housing, we're also looking as a part of our DRI that we received in Ossining to look at market rate housing in the middle of our community that we hope will also increase and enlarge the business development for many of our local stores, shops, restaurants, etc. And as one of the topics I do want to address as we go into January of 2025, we have a large immigrant population. To be clear, we've always had very large immigrant population. It's just that the demographics change from decade to decade to decade. We are looking at and are concerned about the transition at the federal and state level in our governments. We have been talking to folks like Neighbors Link and other community advocacy groups about how we might be supportive of the immigrant population, which has lived and thrived in Ossining for many years. On a personal note, my mother was a refugee and lived in a refugee camp. Many of our board members have come from other parts of the world. It speaks to our souls, it speaks to our hearts, and we are going to be speaking loudly about how we might help our immigrant population in Ossining, which really, for those listening in today, I might remind you that folks that live in Ossining who are immigrants also work in communities throughout all of Westchester and the city. Housing is not a border environment. Housing goes from community to community throughout Westchester. Every time we build something, every time we improve, we're doing it for us, our neighboring communities, and the New York State at large. So we're very proud of the work we've done to date and continue to plan to do so and have budgeted. And lastly, part of our investments will be to improve long awaited and long overdue, but under this administration, infrastructure and investments in the police department and the fire departments. We have the largest fire department, a volunteer fire department, state of New York, and in our $63 million budget are improvements for firehouses and everything to do with police and safety. So I thank you very much. I hope I covered some of the points for 2025. Always leave by saying, please visit us, please come to our restaurants and enjoy everything Ossining has to offer. Thank you, sir.
Well, first, thank you, Mayor Levin, and certainly it is a great opportunity always to have a friend up in Ossining and the team as we have gone together through the village and certainly the neighboring town, having an outstanding 5-member board, which is led by Mayor Rika Levin, who we just heard from, and so many different investments and things that are happening in the village. We're looking forward to her continuing her service and bringing all of that to the people of Westchester, specifically to the village. I'm sure she'll have her annual address, and we just don't know what that date is going to be right now, but we know that we're going to be there with bells on to listen to the village of Ossining mayor and talk about the things that are happening. She did point out one of the water quality improvements that is certainly a combination of our state and our local officials. We were all out there in the summer for the groundbreaking, so we look forward to continuing to see that work be done on behalf of the people of the village and the town to make sure that the water quality continues to improve and then making sure those investments continue to happen. There was a point that Mayor Levin pointed out and talked about the things that the cooperation and the work between the county government and certainly the village in this particular case, and that's the good neighbor policy. The good neighbor policy is something that we established in 2018 under County Executive George Latimer, which is an additional step. It is above and beyond what we are required to do under SECRA and anything like that, where we have some requirements. This was an opportunity to have a commitment to transparency, collaboration, and community engagement. So today I'm proudly announcing officially that we're going to renew the Good Neighbor policy. It's going to reaffirm the county's commitment to that. And I'm happy to do that this afternoon with our local municipality, Rika Levin, that's here. This action reinforces Westchester County's commitment to that transparency, collaboration, and meaningful community engagement. It was originally enacted in 2018. The Good Neighbor policy ensures that local municipalities and residents have a voice in those decisions affecting the neighborhoods. This Good Neighbor policy reflects our county's dedication to open government and strong partnerships with the municipalities. By re-signing this executive order, we're reaffirming our promise to include voices in decisions about county-owned land. This policy guarantees that no significant action on county-owned land proceeds without input from the people that it impacts most, also in the local community. The Good Neighbor policy is about ensuring that Westchester County remains a true partner to its municipalities and its residents, and I look forward to continuing this important work. listening to your voices and making sure Westchester County is a place that we're all continued to be proud to call home. So with that, we're going to ask Deputy County Executive Richard Wishney and Mayor Rika Levin to return as we go to sign the Executive Order number 1. So, in this particular resolution, it's Executive Order number 1 of 2025. It's going to give us an opportunity, again, to recommit to this particular policy. It's the Good Neighbor Policy. So the resolution is that Executive Order number 2 of 2018 is hereby superseded by this Executive Order, and we're resolving that this Executive Order shall take effect immediately and shall remain in effect until otherwise superseded or revoked. And we're going to sign that today. We're going to get some new pens and make sure that they're not just popping around all the place. And it's dated today, January 13th, 2025. And now we have this executive order restoring and renewing the Good Neighbor Policy in place here in Westchester County. So, Mayor, thank you for being here. And DCE, it's always great seeing you.
Thank you.
It is important for us to continue these policies that show the continued commitment to the partnerships that we have with our local municipalities and making sure that everyone's voice can be heard. And again, it is a policy that supersedes the 2018 executive order, but it is in place immediately. We also have some additional great news in Westchester County about our credit rating. So we have so many great things that have happened, and we want to thank our Commissioner of Finance, Karen Hablow, and her entire team. And what we'll ask her to do is to come up right now and to be able to explain some more about the good news that we received from Moody's credit rating just last week.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It is a pleasure to be able to be up here this afternoon and bring good news to everyone. The county maintains credit ratings from 3 major rating agencies, Moody's Investor Services, S&P Global Ratings, and Fitch Ratings. In preparation for our upcoming bond sale in early February, the county recently met with all 3 agencies, and we discussed our financial position, our management policies, our budgeting practices, economic environment, and our expectations for the future. As a result of those meetings, Fitch Ratings reaffirmed our AAA credit rating, which was originally assigned in November of 2023. Moody's affirmed our AA1 rating and revised the county's outlook from stable to positive. And finally, S&P Global Ratings upgraded our long-term rating on general obligation debt from AA+ to AAA. This upgrade to a AAA credit rating by S&P Global Ratings is really an extraordinary achievement. AAA is the highest issuer credit rating assigned by S&P Global Ratings, and Westchester County is now the only county in New York State to hold this prestigious rating. Factors that were specifically cited in S&P's credit report that led to the rating upgrade included the county's increased reserve levels, conservative budgeting strategies, coupled with well-established policies and practices for monitoring revenues and expenses, positive performance driven by strong sales tax revenues in recent years, and a manageable debt and liability profile. This milestone is a testament to the strength of our financial management, the resilience of our team, and the sound strategies we've implemented to ensure the long-term growth and stability in our county. Earning a AAA rating is not just a numerical accolade. It's a reflection of trust and confidence from the global financial community in our ability to meet our obligations and adapt to future challenges. It signifies that we're not only strong today, but we're positioned for success well into our future. This accomplishment did not happen overnight. It is the result of years of careful planning, responsible budgeting, and a shared vision of growth and prosperity. This achievement was not possible without the dedication and discipline of every individual who contributed to this success. From prudent decision-making to innovative problem-solving, all of those efforts have been the foundation of our progress. What does this mean for our county? It means lower borrowing costs, increased investor confidence, and greater flexibility to invest in critical projects such as road repairs, park enhancements, and other vital infrastructure. It also means that we're able to better weather economic uncertainties and ensure the sustainability of our county for generations to come. Together, we will continue to drive growth, deliver excellence, and build a legacy of success that benefits all of our residents. Congratulations to the county executive and everyone who made this possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We want to give the congratulations to everyone in Westchester County government that has been participating in making these things happen in each and every department, whether or not it's on the financial side with Commissioner Karen Hablau and her entire team, helping to navigate through these discussions with the rating agencies. And certainly we have all of our commissioners and Budget Director Larry Soul and his team working with everyone to navigate that, and our partners on the County Board of Legislators that have been responsible over the years. As Commissioner Hablau pointed out, it did not happen overnight. It took us years to get back to this particular place, slowly moving in the direction that was satisfactory to the rating agencies, but more importantly, satisfactory to you, the citizens in Westchester County. And certainly this reaffirmation between Fitch on the reaffirmation, the upgrade from Moody's to AA1 with a positive outlook, the step right before moving into the AAA area for Moody's, and S&P Global Ratings that re-rated us to a AAA bond rating, upgrading our rating that we previously had at AA+, with a positive outlook to be, again, AAA. And again, it cannot be overstated that we're the only county in the state of New York with this prestigious designation from S&P Global Ratings, the only county in New York State to do that. Again, the people in Westchester expect us to manage money and manage the investments of tax dollars in a reasonable and responsible way. And clearly, this is a reaffirmation of that. And again, we want to say thank you to Commissioner Hablau and her team and her staff, her deputies, and all of the folks that work so hard each and every day, watching where the money's going and making sure that we're making prudent decisions on that side. But again, every employee of Westchester County can take credit for this work getting to this place that we are today. So again, congratulations all, and certainly thank you again, Commissioner Hablau and the team. Up next, we have some continued good news here in Westchester County in the work that has been done. Several years ago, there was a program that was initiated by the Board of Legislators. Legislator Chris Johnson initiated a program for the Landlord Tenant Assistance Program, working with the Board of Legislators. They added in this program for about $10 million initially to move forward to assist landlords and tenants in funding for supportive things to make sure that we could keep people in affordable housing. That program needed to be modified and changed. There was just some dollars that were spent out of those dollars, about $3 million. And then a new program came into existence. And with that, we're going to ask Commissioner Blanca Lopez to come up and here and join me in announcing the $7 million in funding and for public housing authorities that is part of the Landlord Tenant Assistance Program. With that, Commissioner Lopez.
Thank you. Thank you, County Executive. Good afternoon, everybody. So I am pleased to announce the funding awards for the public housing authorities that were made possible by an allocation in our 2024 budget, capital budget, under the LTAP program, the Landlord Tenant Assistance Program. This program, as the county executive mentioned, has as an overarching goal to preserve existing affordable housing units throughout Westchester County. Phase 1, which he mentioned before, had to do with assisting small landlords, landlords who had properties or units of 8 units or less in the property, in a building, with up to $25,000 per unit to make much needed repairs. And now we're on to Phase 2. Phase 2 focuses on assisting public housing authorities, which we know offer housing to very low to moderate income households throughout the county. Just like small landlords, public housing authorities represent an important branch of the current affordable housing stock that we have in Westchester County. Our viewers can see the slide that shows the breakdown of funding, and I'll be more than happy to provide more information about the following. So in much of 2024, we put together the program qualifications, criteria, and application. We invited all of the public housing authorities to come and join us at a presentation of the program. And from the applications we received, we chose 4 public housing authorities to fund, and they are the following. Greenberg Housing Authority, the amount awarded is for $582,080 for roof replacement at the Maple Street Complex. 131 units will be impacted by this improvement. We have the New Rochelle Municipal Housing Authority, and they will receive $319,800 to make units in common areas ADA compliant at 50 Sickles Avenue and 111 Lockwood Avenue. A total of 203 units impacted. We have the White Plains Housing Authority. Their total amount will be for $1,450,912, and this money will be used to replace the roof fans, replace fire alarm control panels and systems at the Skylar DeKalb Apartments and the Lakeview Apartments, impacting 267 units. In addition, Skylar DeKalb will receive an elevator modernization project, and the Lakeview Apartments will receive 10 kitchen renovations and a fire-related door replacement in their common area. And last but certainly not least, we have the Municipal Housing Authority in the city of Yonkers. They will receive $4,647,208 for Palisades Towers. This includes electrical service work, conversion from gas to electric stoves and hot water heaters, installation of heat pumps and domestic water heaters, a total of 415 units impacted. Now, all of this would not have been made possible without the work from my colleagues at Planning. I would like to give a special thanks to Terry Fleischman, who's the Director of Housing, as well as Leonard Grunfeld, who's the Director of Community Development, and Gayatri Rambarose, who's our Program Administrator within the Housing Division, for their work on this project. I also want to thank our colleagues in the Law Department for handling everything that had to do with the law. And also a special thank you to Joan McDonald and Emily Saltzman from the County Executives team for their guidance and support on this project since day one. Thank you so much, and we look forward to working with the housing authorities in making sure that all these projects come to fruition. Thank you. Thank you, Siggy.
The LTAP program, as Commissioner Lopez was just mentioning, and again, congratulations to everyone that has to make things happen. Commissioner Hablow would tell you that there are so many municipal finance laws that we need to ensure that dollars, when they're going to a specific project, get to there in the appropriate way. And that's where the law department comes in. So there are great ideas that the planning department and all the folks that Commissioner Lopez mentioned had to help navigate through. And then in addition, to make sure that we were not running afoul of any municipal finance laws, the law department, in trying to turn these things around. People may recognize and remember when Commissioner Lopez mentioned in the Yonkers Municipal Housing Authority that there was a significant amount of money going to Palisades Towers, which impacts over 400 families. You may have saw those news when there was an issue with the piping in the municipal housing entity that required basically them to either redo all of the gas lines in the housing complex or convert to electric. And certainly there was going to be a huge expense in either one of those cases. And working together with the planning department, the law department, the city of Yonkers, and all the other agencies that had to be involved in that, that is a huge impact that for those folks in the public housing authority in Yonkers, in municipal housing, over 400 people. But it didn't matter whether it was there or in the other 3 municipal housing entities. These investments are ensuring that units can stay not just affordable, but habitable. And that's the really important thing that county government, working with the local municipality, continues to make sure it happens. Mayor Levin pointed that out when she was speaking about the partnerships between the county and the local governments, and this is just another great example of that. So Commissioner Lopez, thank you to you and your team, and again to our partners on the County Board of Legislators who authorized the initial set of dollars in phase one of $10 million, and then the phases as the professionals in the Department of Planning help to navigate with certainly the guidance from our Director of Operations, Joe McDonald, and our Deputy Director of Operations, Emily Saltzman. But again, it's those boots on the ground that make a difference for the people that are going to be in those houses and the units in the city of Yonkers, White Plains, New Rochelle, and Greenberg, right? So we're making sure to continue to do all those things together. All right. At this time, it's a joy for me to ask the Deputy County Executive, Richard Wishney, to come up and give us the Parks Report and let us know what's going on. DCE.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive. This is my first time having the pleasure of telling our Westchester residents about our activities during these next few days. Starting on Tuesday, tomorrow, January 14th, at the Westchester County Center, and then again on Wednesday, January 15th, the Westchester Knicks will be hosting a team called the Wisconsin Herd. And we understand that, Mr. County Executive, that the Westchester Knicks are going to beat the heck out of that team. So we're very happy about that, and we'd like to invite everybody to participate. You can arrive at the county center at 7 o'clock and on both days. On Friday, January 17th, the Westchester and White Plains at the mall, there's a walk from 8 to 10 a.m. That normally takes place on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can go at your own pace to the best of your ability, or you can join an inspiring group that have expanded the program into a small community. Again, on Friday, January 17th, the 18th, and the 19th, there's going to be a winter extravaganza sports memorabilia trade show starting on Friday at 3 o'clock. Also on the following day, on Saturday, from 10 to 5, and Sunday from 10 to 4. On Saturday also, January 18th, Cranberry Lake Preserve in North White Plains. They have a fireside nature story time for the kids at 11 a.m. in the morning, be about an hour. And they're going to have an outdoor campfire to read some children's stories, and there'll be marshmallows to follow. The county executive might run out there to get those. Dress for the weather, though. It could be cool. And then on Sunday, January 19th, last but not least, the Alfred Del Bello Muscoot Farm in Somers. They have a bird feeder watch from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. You can stop by the Environmental Learning Center for a morning of bird watching at the feeders that have been established there. Bring binoculars to get the best views, and that's the report for today. Thank you, Mr. County Executive.
Thank you, DC.
Okay.
Right. So that was definitely County Executive Richard Wishney, who talked about where Somers, where he resides now, but Mayor Rika Levin made sure to point out he is an Ossining home boy. So it's always good to have those particular connections from all the work that the Deputy County Executive did in Ossining, and now talking about all the parks and the great things that are happening around the parks. The Deputy County Executive pointed out the Westchester Knicks just recently won a tournament for the New Year, so they came in and first in that particular tournament. We continue to wish them best of luck and great things that are happening. You know, the G League is where the developmental league for the NBA. So you may see someone pop in and out there, whether that's LeBron James' son, Bronny James Jr., when the Lakers affiliate comes through, because he goes up and down, but also when people are coming back from injury, they may stop in there. And it's a great opportunity Certainly, it's super affordable, and certainly you get a chance to see those folks in the NBA as they're going up and they're doing their developmental work, and it's always a fun time in the Westchester County Center. I know the Reptile Show was this weekend, and it was jam-packed as it normally is, and we'll look forward to seeing the other great things that happen. Today, we certainly had our friend, the mayor of the village of Ossining, Rika Levin, letting us know all the great things that are happening in Ossining. The great news that we had from Commissioner Karen Hamblo for our credit ratings, both for Fitch, S&P being AAA, and Moody's improving for us from a stable outlook to a positive outlook, one step away. We're going to continue to do as best as we can in managing the finances for Westchester County with a $385 million capital program, which helps us to do more and be more affordable for the people of Westchester. Commissioner Lopez telling us about the great landlord-tenant assistance program that's focused in the public housing units, and that focus was to ensure that people could stay in those particular units and doing the work that sometimes can't be done as quickly as possible, trying to get some federal dollars in to help make those things happen. But it's great that this landlord-tenant assistance program is helping things out. And I know that at one point in time, the city of Yonkers and certainly the Municipal Housing Agency, when that problem occurred where people lost the ability to have gas, which means no cooking, no heat, and no hot water, and they brought in all the emergency things together, suggested that there should be an investment in Yonkers from the Landlord-Tenant Assistance Program, and clearly more than half of the funds went to the city of Yonkers. And yes, it's a big place, but this was a very, very important thing to do, and the coordination between the Yonkers Municipal Housing Authority and the county is pronounced again. So Commissioner Lopez, thank you again. And wrapping up with our good friend, the Deputy County Executive, Richard Wishney, talking about all the things that are happening in the nationally accredited award-winning park system. We will let the Deputy County Executive take on that moniker because it's something that's a standard, and Commissioner O'Connor says that there's no way that you can say the park system without reminding people that it is the nationally accredited and award-winning park system. Well, with that, I'm County Executive Ken Jenkins, and we're going to continue to do that work. If we have anything that comes up over the period of time over the next week, we know that we'll be up in Albany tomorrow for the State of the State with Governor Hochul's State of the State, and we certainly will have additional news coming through. If something comes up, we'll be back to talk to you, the people of Westchester. With that, County Executive Ken Jenkins, and we're signing out.